What is the best barracks of all time? That's what I'm going to attempt to answer. First, some honorable mentions. Shaolin, Swamp Thing, Combo Towers, they're all great, but they're not just barracks. So let's start at the bottom. Grim Cemetery. You can't rally them, they don't do anything special, they underperform. We have Orc Warrior Den. You can rally them, they're okay, they can get the job done, but overall are a bit lacking. These guys, the Dank Knights, are pretty good. They can have their insta-kill even though they attack kind of slowly, so the insta-kill is only going to happen at, every 15, 20 seconds or something like that. Really good against big enemies. But in general, you kind of want to just play something at a choke point and rely on it. So, not the best. And then we have this tower. Oh man. I actually would rank this tower at the very bottom of the entire tier list. Probably this or Grim Cemetery, certainly. This can swap tower places, which can be pretty cool, but you need a lot of micro. I don't like high skill ceiling stuff. You have enough to deal with. They have potential and exploits, but I don't like them. So even though they do have a high skill ceiling and some potential, I put them in D tier. It's worth reminding that this is not an objective tier list. I feel like I'm being relatively objective, but this would be kind of the general consensus of the majority of people that play. So that's kind of extra relevant for these guys, and not just these awesome baller barbarians. They have a certain time and a place, a certain je ne sais quoi. They can throw their axes, do some AoE by spinning around, and have really high DPS, but they're very expensive. So overall, I'm going to rank them in C. Don't let the footage fool you. This is talking about Demon Pit. I really like these guys. I wish that in favor of my own bias that I could rank them really high. At times, I'd put them in A tier. Generally, I would put them in B. But overall, I'm going to go with more of an objective ranking and put them in kind of middle C tier. That's where they belong. Not a lot to say here. Good tower, B tier. They go where you want them to go. Good price, and they don't really die. Rocket Gunners, very cool. Basically an archer replacement. They have a good insta-kill. Yeah, I'm going to put them in B tier. Very good. I need to use them more. Now, I'm not necessarily going to say that these guys are certainly only the second or third best in the series, but they're insane. Elite Harassers, baby. They have a huge rally range, bigger than any barracks, I believe. They are basically just a really strong archer. They have the highest DPS thing in the universe, tied with Blazing Gem, roughly around there. Their arrow storm ability is just ridiculous. They can dodge stuff, and yeah, they're awesome. Blade Singer Hall. Oh yeah, the best defensive barracks in the entire series. That's right. Perfect parry, triggers constantly, 30% of the time when they're being attacked. They're just invincible all the time. Blade Dance is offensive and defensive. These guys are awesome, worth the price. Another fantastic tower, Forest Keepers. Usually you just want them for support or even just throwing spears. The spears alone are good enough. You don't need the other stuff. But they can basically do everything. You can solo levels with just one of these towers. They're insane. They're almost as good as Blade Singers, but not quite. I put them in A tier, A+, S-, you know, whatever. They're very, very good. Here is a bonus, fantastic, honorable mention. Yeah, these guys are freaking awesome. I didn't really put any other assassin or mercenary towers in this, but these guys are just so good, and due to the relevance of mods, you gotta use them. Remember earlier when I said that Grim Cemetery or Wraiths are the worst tower? Yeah, I was just joking. This thing is all the way at the bottom. They are so insanely expensive. You could cut their entire price for everything in half, and they still would never be usable. Maybe they're kind of usable against the vampires and all that kind of stuff and tanking, but that's just not relevant. They're outclassed, and they cost $1 quadrillion. Yeah, that's right. I'm putting them in D tier. Really, I mean to say F tier. And now that we're done with F tier, let's move on to the assassins. S tier, A tier, I put them comfortably in A. They have an insta-kill that's triggering on average every 6 seconds or so. They're just insane. Stealing gold, being invisible. Yeah, they're awesome. You can cheese even really hard enemies with them. Fantastic. Again, some of these are out of order, and that's okay. Deal with it. Paladins, baby. The OG awesome tower. These were the best stallers in the universe before we had Blade Singers with perfect parry. These guys are pretty close to being as good as Blade Singers at many times, but they don't stall perfectly. Still very good. Now, for the best tower in the series! Alright, baby. Cannoneers. Yeah, I know. This kind of shows their weakness. You can't control the triggering and aiming of their giant incendiary ammo. But these guys, holy crap, they are a fantastic price, which is like their number one thing. Their rally range is huge. It seems like it's almost as big as Elite Harassers, which is awesome. They do this explosive bomb jumping thing from Legends of Kingdom Rush when you rally them from one path to the next. So they do this huge jump. It's just really, really cool, and it actually is fast. It doesn't just look cool. It's not really explosive, but in Legends of Kingdom Rush it is. But these gals, they do fantastic damage. They are a fantastic price. They do just awesome stuff. Upgrading them, you get 5 of them. They're insane. You can solo the entire game with just these guys. You could probably really only limit yourself to a couple of them on some of these levels. And yeah, are you sick of the gushing yet? Well, there's still more footage, so hang in there, boys. They're just insane against anything. Like, there's an insane amount of flying enemies in this game, which is really kind of why all magic and ranged stuff and archers are fantastic in general. And these gals kick so much butt. Killing this boss, yeah, you can always count on them. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe or something. Wait a minute. But there's another. Yes, what barracks could possibly be better than the Cannoneers? Yes, this humble barracks. These little guys, the first things you ever get. I'm not joking. These guys are cheap. They have good rally range. Veteran players only really need level 1 barracks. You don't need paladins. You don't need axe throwers. You don't need any of it. They get the job done cheap. They're ready in a pinch. Just right there. 70 gold. They stall just long enough. You can cheese bosses with them. A few seconds of stall is kind of all you really need. I'm not joking in saying this. Even stalling hard bosses like this, he's eating them all. But they respawn so frequently, it doesn't matter. You just slow them down and let your towers and everything else do all the damage. Microing them to dodge attacks, that's priceless. They do a lot of damage. Look at this. Thanks to spiked armor. Look at that damage. This ability right here. Extremely good, extremely underrated. I am going on record saying that this is the best barracks in the entire series. I'm not joking. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe or something. Nerds.